fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. A totally different speech now, relating to Seville oranges. I don't know how many of you have heard of them. There was a discussion with somebody about them last night, and they said, do you call them Seville oranges? Maybe they should be called Seville oranges. Or maybe they could even be called Seville oranges, I suppose, if we were in Spain. Seville oranges are in season now. Always, the time always comes along. You've made your mincemeat, you've made your pot plum pudding, you've made your Christmas cake, you've cooked your turkey, put up your tree, taken down your tree, put the decorations away, if you're a busy housewife like me, and then you move on to the Seville oranges, or the Seville oranges. Now what we do with them, of course, is we make marmalade. And the problem is that they're in season now, but they won't be around in March, for example. They'll be finished by then. So this is the next task. Go out and get your Seville oranges and make your marmalade. So I did just that. These are waiting to be processed. And I thought I might just let you know what exactly the process is. Because I have a lot of people that visit me, my children mainly, and my sisters come to visit me. And invariably people say, have you got any marmalade left? So they all leave with pots of marmalade. And I think they have an idea that the oranges sort of jump into the jars, and there we are, but it's a terribly simple thing. So just so that you all appreciate it, I'm going to run you through what has to be done to turn these oranges into marmalade. Now, the first thing you have to do, well, you have to buy your oranges, obviously, and you've got to source them, because some places you see oranges that really are no great shakes, they're not brilliant at all. So sometimes you have to shop around a little bit. These, I think, and I'm sure you'll agree, are very superior looking oranges. They look very good. So the first thing you do is throw all your oranges into a sink of water, and you've got to give them a good scrub, because probably in the south of Spain it's a bit on the dusty side, and you do find sometimes there's dust, and you don't want dust in your marmalade, so they have to get a good scrub. Next item on the programme, cut them in two. That's sort of easy enough. And now we have machines in the kitchen that you can actually juice them with, and you don't have to go on with awful this sort of thing, you know, it's sort of much easier on your arms. All you have to do is hold them there, juice comes out, pips come out, juice has to be put in one place, pips have to be put somewhere else, because the pips are full of pectin, so they're very important, and they have a lot of pips in them. Next item on the programme, and that is done, put them in your food processor, which is fabulous again, because otherwise years ago people had to cut them up. Or there was a machine that it was a hand, sort of a slicer thing, that you could clamp onto a table. But the thing is, I've found in my kitchen, there isn't anywhere to clamp any of these things anymore, because you've got a countertop. You don't have a kitchen table as such. We used to have nice wooden kitchen tables. You could clamp all sorts of things onto them. So those things really, although they're nice antiques, don't really work very well anymore. So anyway, into the food processor. And this is kind of quite a performance, because this goes on. And you don't want to do them too much, but you want to do them enough. So you let that happen, the processing bit. And you do them in batches, and you throw them into the juice. And of course, you have to have your cookery book, because even when you've been making marmalade, and this is actually, it's very sort of ancient looking, it's an absolutely fabulous book, and actually the price is in pence on it, mind you. Yes, a pence, so it would have been, I don't know what year it was, but anyway, it's the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food, And it's an English publication actually, but I'm sure everyone that was in the WI and all these sort of things had this. So anyway, this you need because it has the proportions. And the proportions, of course, are terribly important. How much sugar do you need? How much water do you need? The rest of it, if you've done it a few times, you probably know. So I consult this, put the water in with the skins and the juice. Keep a little bit of water on one side because at this stage I have my pips in another saucepan and they're going to be simmered with water and they're going to be strained into the other mixture eventually. You get a lovely thing. It's nearly like wallpaper paste. It's absolutely amazing what you get when you've simmered the pips for a good while. So anyway, put the water in on top of the skins and the juice, turn on your ring, bring it up to a boil, and then you turn it right down. And you can go into town and do your shopping or do anything you like at that point, because what you're trying to do is reduce the whole thing, but not very fast. It's just sort of evaporating slowly. And this is the crucial bit. This has to go on for a long time. And you see when you put it in, there's a ring around the inside of the saucepan, and then of course you notice that the ring is actually, there's a bit of space between the ring and what's in the saucepan eventually. You know you're getting there at that point. Then you add your sugar. And that's a sort of a critical thing too. You have to keep stirring because what's going to happen is your sugar is going to crystallize if you let the mixture boil before the sugar is melted. And then you sieve in the juice that's in with the pips. So anyway, a fast boil should get you a set. And I notice we're running out of time. And you need a saucer for this bit. You put a blob of it on the saucer. And when it's cold, if you move your finger across, it should sort of wrinkle. And then you know you have a set, and you'll have lovely marmalade. And I think that's all I have time to tell you.